Just F It. Hi, I'm Romi, an identity coach helping others who struggle with their sexual identity and families of queer youth find their path of understanding and acceptance.
And I'm Carla, a mom empowerment coach empowering moms to own their new identities and motherhood journeys.
And together we are the EFF IT Madres. We are here to invite you guys into stories of some inspiring madres
who have changed their lives through an EFF IT moment. So here we go. Just F It.
Hi guys, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We are the EFF IT Madres. I am Romi. This is Carla. Carla, who are we? What do we do? What are they getting by tuning in?
Well, we are the EFF IT Madres. Like Romi said, that's Romi. I'm Carla. And we're two friends, two Latinas, two moms who had this EFF IT moment a little over a year ago. And it has been quite the journey. And it is a space where moms support other moms through these big EFF IT moments, these big life-changing moments. And, you know, these moments after you become a mom are a lot harder to have. They're just bigger risks because you've got dependents and spouses and just, you know, like you can't just do what you did when you were a single person. So we had ours, and that's why we started this, and we're on our journey and wanted to talk to moms who've had it, who are in the midst of it like us, or want it, because I think it's great to hear from these other women so that the women who are out there wanting it are motivated to take that first step, because it's the hardest step to take.
Yeah, it really is. And yeah, every Monday there's like a new mom that comes on and shares an inspiring story, and we're inspired and we hope you're inspired. And this Monday, the madres that we are going to be talking to is Carla and I. We are here checking in with you guys, and we're trying to check in more. So if you're not following us on Instagram, we are at the EFF IT Madres, and we are really in the new year getting a little bit more personal, wanting you guys to kind of know us a little bit better. Not just like, this is what's happening, but kind of like where we're at through our journey. So every now and then we just like to come in here and kind of share where we're at. It's a new year. There's a lot happening. We're into like a whole new season of our podcast, our relationship with work and ourselves, right? So we're just doing a check-in.
Yeah. And hopefully like anything that we are going through, someone could be like, okay, like I feel that same way too. You know, just know that you're not alone. Because like I think we always say EFF IT moments can be very messy. Mm-hmm. So that's why we wanted to share. We want to share our mess with you. And so it is 2024. We didn't announce that in the last episode, but it is 2024. Like we are in a new year, and within this new year, Romi just had her birthday. She just turned 42 yesterday. And she is pretty much a month older than I am.
Carla, that feels good to say, huh?
She's a month older than me. She's the old one on here.
I'm the older one. You act like the older sister, but I'm the 1 month older.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But, you know, like, I think when you go through these moments, and like, obviously last year we were going through ours at 41 and it was a whole thing, but like we're a year into it and now 42, like what has it been like? How was turning 42 for you, moving through this journey that you and I are still on?
This is why I was so glad we were going to talk about this, because bringing in my 42nd birthday was like no other birthday I've ever had. And I literally ended yesterday being like, that was the best birthday I've ever had. It felt the most in line with who I am. And I think every year during my birthday and growing up, I've like, I want it to be perfect. There's anxiety around it. Am I inviting the right amount of people? Am I inviting everyone who needs to be there? It just feels so curated in a sense, like of what it's going to look like and what it's going to be. And I think, man, the older we get, we really do stop fucking caring. Like we just really stop caring.
You stop caring about the logistics of it all, but did you care about having like good quality people around you?
That's what it was, is I didn't care about the things in the past that I had cared about with my birthday. And for the most, I used to just cancel sometimes my dinners and stuff like that. So bringing in 42, I did a day of health. I wanted to feel my strongest. I wanted to feel empowered. I wanted to feel like going into this, like I felt good. So I spent the entire day working out. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to just work out. So I started the day with like an acai bowl, and I did yoga, and I did boxing, and I did the gym, and I cold plunged, and I saunaed. And then I had this small group of friends that I had done my breathing course with, who are the people that I work out with, who are the people that like I daily do my health with. And I just chose this little pocket, and we just brought in my birthday, and then we all finished my birthday in yin yoga. So we all left the restaurant, and we closed it out with this beautiful yin class. And you know, I was thinking about it, and I was like, what am I leaving and what am I gaining in this new year? What do I want to? And we actually went over it during the day, and it was, I want to surrender the, so often we say we don't care, right? We don't care what people think. We don't care what people think. But like, I do. There's still that part of me that does, right? And some of my behaviors or some of my editing of how I like put my life out there is to protect myself from certain people and how they think of me or what they're going to view of me. And going into 42 was, I want to truly release that, at least work on releasing it a lot deeper than I have. And so that's what I wanted to like go into this year with. And when I was being asked like, what are your goals for the year? So much of it, Carla, was like work. It just feels like a work year. It feels like this next chapter. I just visualize so much of like what I want to get done, like work wise, what my bucket list, like all those kind of things. Like that's what I envision. And like with healthy people around me, not really giving a shit what people think. I was listening to Lewis House this morning, and he was talking even about just like your identity. So I had done that post for us, and it was like the day after my birthday, but we are who we kind of like identify as, you know? So who do I identify as going into this new year? If I don't feel like I am these things, then I'm not going to act like these things, and I'm not going to be able to become these things. But if I do identify as, we are podcasters, you know, we are life coaches, we are this, and I really live in it and believe it, then those things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a beautiful way to kind of just be like, I am not where I was at 41. I was bringing in my birthday a year ago alone in my bedroom, painting by myself with no one. Super, super sad, super, super depressed. Just not in like a great space. So to look at 41 to 42 and sit there with these human beings that I've been doing like exercise with and breathing with, and we're all just like doing the work.
Uh-huh.
It just felt like it's incredible what a year can do. So for anyone listening to this, if you're in a space that like isn't your favorite space, like just keep going, because a year from then, like so much can change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot
So
can
much.
change. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, like you're obviously, I know you pretty darn well. And,
yes.
you know, I know the things that you've gone through, and you definitely from 41 to 42 have become a totally different person. Um, so it's, yes, you're the identities you choose to be, you
Well,
know,
that's what
like,
he was talking about. It's you connecting to what you want to be. You don't have to be I'm not my story, you know, and I
yeah,
think that's what I'm surrendering. I'm not my story. I'm not who I might have considered myself to be.
right.
But like, who do I want to go into this year? Who am I? Like, say it, believe it, walk in it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, this will fall in line. Well, it'll come in after next week, this episode, but we did it. We're starting our blogs, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we're really excited about it. And you know,
On
that
Wednesdays.
on Wednesday,
Yeah.
tomorrow,
It was our
that'll
first
come
blog.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like what we were talking about was like, all you need to do is add that little word at the end, because you might not be there, but you're not there yet. Like,
Mhm.
or you might not be that CEO yet. You might not be rich yet. Like, just that change alone is such a significant yet such a simple way to start reframing your identity, the way that you see things. And so, that was inspired from the episode with Mary, your aunt,
Yeah.
talking about like rewriting your story. Like, we have the
Yeah.
opportunity to do that, and you've been doing that. You have been rewriting
Yeah,
your
and
story.
like even you writing that blog post, which I'm excited for everybody to read, it was like waking up and like reading that. That's why I was like so inspired by it, because I had just listened to Lewis about this, and I had just spent this like last day of my 41, going into 42 with this like who am I? Who do I, as I continue to work on this, like who am I right now? I'm not that same person, but you know what? I'm also still getting to know who I am. My friends are changing, my circles are changing, what I do is changing because I've changed. And so
Mhm.
it's weird to watch things kind of shed and things to look different, but I'm not the same person. The same things don't attract me. The same activities don't attract me. The same energy of humans don't fulfill me. Like,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a really important message for people to understand, that it's okay that you are no longer these things, or that these
Yes.
things no longer serve you. Like, you don't have
Yes.
to hold on to that old self just because that's what everyone else knows that you are. Live your life for you. It's your identity. You can do whatever
Mhm.
you want with it. And you know what? Next year you could be a totally different person.
And I probably fucking will, and you know that. Like, I
Yeah.
will, I will
Yeah.
probably be like a totally different person. But this year, it was just really, really clear. And then one of the last things I heard this morning that I loved was on Lewis's podcast. The guy was saying, like, when you stop thinking everyone's like watching you and they care what the fuck you're doing,
Yeah.
no one fucking cares. So just write the fucking book, do the podcast, do the things that you might be thinking people are like looking at you and thinking, what is she doing? And is she crazy? And they're not thinking that. They don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do it,
Absolutely.
just do it. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. It was a very, very different year. 40s are a wild ride, and they just keep surprising me.
Hmm.
And Carla, being the 1 month younger sister here, you are turning 42 in
Hmm.
February. How are you
Yeah.
feeling going into 42?
It is a whole bag of emotions. I will say that. um, like, like you, and like anyone who has this mental shift, things just become a little unstable, but not in always a bad way. It's just things are getting shaken up a bit. And like, you just start seeing new opportunities open up that you've never, maybe they passed you by, but you just were so in your comfort zone that you never even
Mhm.
noticed. But the moment that shift happens, you're starting to open your eyes to like the possibilities of these things. And with those things, I think we always talk about this, like with those new things, it really makes, at least for me, made me question a lot of who I thought I was. Right? Like,
Mhm.
I thought I was this strong, confident, like stoic, that's who I was. And then that completely fell apart with
Uh-huh.
having had this effort moment, and then moving cross country, and then basically becoming a stay-at-home mom, which wasn't planned. Like, it was just something that happened. And then for me, no offense for people who are, it's just it wasn't my plan. So that was
Mhm.
like a mental fuck for me to have to
Mhm.
deal with that identity shift. And then coming back to LA and just being like, okay, I'm back, but fuck, like, I need to catch up financially and just like find the community that we're in. And it's definitely been the most emotional roller coaster for me that I've ever had in my life. Cause I've not really
I've seen
had.
that in you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I've always said, and now I'm not this person anymore, but I've always said my emotional range is that of a gnat. It's like from 1 to 3, you know, like not a 1 to 10 sort of thing. 1 to 3. I'm pretty
Yeah.
even, I've been pretty even keeled.
That's like the range of emotion anyone's gonna get, right? Like before was like a 1 to 3.
Yeah, 1 to 3. But like if you would have seen me earlier today, like today
Yeah.
is Truth Tuesday, and I love that we're starting to do these different themes on these different days. And I had recorded something simple this morning that wasn't, in all honesty, like a real truth. But then literally like an hour or two later, like I had a breakdown because I was just like, you know, like, what am I doing? Am I like scattered all over the place? What is my focus? I need to make money, but like this. And it just like, I kind of lost it.
Yeah.
And I had that moment where I was like, am I capable enough? Like
Yeah.
I had that talk happening again. And so it was really, and those days are a lot more often for me than they've ever been in my life. And so it's a very uncomfortable new thing for me, but something that I think has been a valuable lesson because I'm learning so many new aspects of myself as being me as an individual, but also as being a wife and being a mom that I never thought was going to be anything because I hadn't gone through this transition.
Well, and don't you think as a mom, Carla, now you saying that and how many moms probably feel this, you have a vision of what motherhood is going to look like, what that plan is going to be, how you're going to do it. And then you get into it and you
Yeah.
can't, I just,
No,
you can't know what that plan is or what it's going to do to you. You just
no.
don't know until you're like in it
Yeah.
and it shakes all the rules and plans you put out there before it happened.
Absolutely. Like the best unsolicited advice
Yeah.
I think you and I both could give is like, don't plan.
Don't.
Don't plan because it's going to be a
You just
wild
don't
ride.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
and that's what you've been on. It's and I've seen, when I went into having my birth, I was like, "Here's my lavender oil. Here's my stuff." Like, I'm doing my birth this way. It was one of those things people said as well, like, "Romy, you don't know how this is gonna go." And I'm like, "Well, this is my plan." And it didn't go that way. And I still had a healthy baby, right? Like, maybe it didn't go the way that you thought it was gonna go as far as, like, being home and not being home, but that beautiful shakeup is, like, changing who you are.
Yeah. It totally is. It is changing
It's
who I am. It is. And it's like, it's gotten me to really look at some things about me that I was like, huh, I didn't realize I was buried there. Like, you know?
Well, and
So
your emotion span, Carla, is not 1 to 3 anymore.
no, it is not. Like,
Okay,
it
I
is
was like,
not.
just so we're clear, you're
The only difference between you and I, though, is that I still keep it internal.
yeah,
Like, my
yes.
brain is going like this. So outside,
Mine
you
is
might
verbally vomited out so you all know what I'm feeling, where Carla's, it's a little still more like sheltered, but it's happening. The emotions are
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
I want to ask you, like, what would you like to leave behind in 41? And what would you like to gain in 42?
Oh, so what I want to leave behind is overthinking. I'm done with that. I overthink so much to the point that I made it finally became very obvious to me that my overthinking has kept me from doing so many things because I'm always like, what if this happens? What if I can't do this? Blah, 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 blah. And that's where I've learned a lot from you, where it's like, well, Romy would just fucking do it. Like, you know, so that's what's great about being and doing this with you.
Our relationship, yeah.
Because like I've had to go like, you know what, Romy like looks at it like that. I should be more like that. Like I shouldn't be so fucking like this, and this. I mean, there's times where it serves me for sure.
But then I learned from you. This is like, it's like a good marriage though. I learned from you, like, oh, I should be a little more diligent and look into something and have some like caution, right? Like, because I don't have any. So it's a balance that we balance
Yeah.
each other. Because I'm like, oh, you're jumping off the cliff, I'm coming. And you're like, Romy, maybe that's not the best idea. Like, you know?
Yeah. You have a
Yeah.
parachute? Like you should probably
Yeah. Do you have a parachute? Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And then as far as like what do I want to take on in 42? Man, what I want to take on is I want to get back. And I don't I think it'll get there, but I want to get back that like really empowered feeling that I had, like when we started this, it was very much like, yes, and then we go through this roller coaster ride and all these changes happen. And then I feel like I just came out of the ringer. So it was just like, oh my God, like I don't feel as powerful as I used to.
Yeah, but your empowerment also may, and that's kind of like what I was saying, which is interesting because it may be there, but it may feel and look really fucking different to you, right?
True. Yeah.
It may never go back to how it was before, that Carla that we know, but that might be like that what you're looking for. And I know that part of you, it just might end up feeling and looking like something completely fucking different, but still be that like space.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And we'll see how, I definitely have kept myself from building as big of a community as you always say, like, Romy, you'll be friends with a tree. Like that's how you are. I don't want to say that's not how I am. That's how I used to be. Yeah,
That's good.
that's how I used to be. And I'm very open to that completely being different because I've realized how important community and that bond is with people. So like I'm even thinking like maybe I start a little women's group here somewhere just to connect with some women
Yes.
to just like have that.
I mean, you love community. You love the community that we have. You
I
love
do
speaking with
actually.
women. You're empowered by women. So like I
Yeah,
love that you caught yourself because that's what I was even saying about what we identify as. If you're identifying yourself as Carla who doesn't like having like people around and all that, then that's what you're going to do.
totally. Yeah,
But if
no.
you
And
start
it
being
is
like
what
this
I have.
Carla loves women and I want to be around women and you know what? I'm empowered by women, then like that identity into the new year, you're going to do that.
Yeah, totally. Totally. So that is
And
definitely
it's
something
good.
more that I see happening this year for sure that I want because it's even like when we interviewed Linda Garcia, it's like that's why she built Patreon and that's why she has these like being around women who are like-minded because it rubs like you hear it on the podcast all the time, like hang out with people who think like you, like who want to do things and grow things and all that.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, and thank you for saying that, though. On my birthday, I wanted to be with people that were doing the same things that I loved and people that inspire me, people that are, like, ahead of me, people that I want to be like.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want my people to be people that I'm like
Yeah. Yeah.
and, like and
Inspiring
be
you.
happy for them, you know what I mean? Like, you're, like, killing it. Like, you're doing the things I wanna be doing. I wanna sit at the table with people that have really successful podcasts. Not in envy of them this year, but like I want to surround myself with people that I'm like, I want that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those Lindas and those Sandras and those women that we've had on here, like you and I have talked about that. Like it's important to be around these people.
Yeah. I did learn something the other day about saying like when you want things, I want this or I want that, is to say I am that.
That's the identity thing. That's what I was saying. Yes, it's that I am that. We are that. Like yeah, we're back. Carla was interrupted by her little one who's adorable and I'm in love. I don't get to see her enough.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. We were talking about identities and stuff, but yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think. I think that is an important lesson to know that you're not who you've said you've always been, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I needed you to say that, so I'm glad you did because I was going through this whole identity thing as well into this. And so instead of saying like I want that, I'm just going to continue to now go into the next days of like I am that. You know, I am that. So like I needed that words matter. They fucking matter. And the way you say them and the way you process them matter. And the same way that I got that message of just like be it, what do you identify? Like be it. Like if you say you're healthy and you're a healthy person, you're going to be working out, you're going to be taking care of yourself. If you say you're not, you're probably not going to do anything, right? Like cuz that's how you identify as not being like a healthy person. So I'm going to, be what we speak and that's my goal and like that's my intention for this next chapter. And for anyone, I'm sure Carla, we both can say this, and it's you have no idea what this ride is going to be like, but like be open in motherhood to
Yeah.
what it's going to teach you because it will teach you things about yourself that I just can't, like, I cannot explain what the journey is like. And I think every year that they get older and every new stage with them, I feel like we're just going to continue to be like broken open.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, anybody who
I'm
was an ice cube before is gonna be melted
just cold as
into,
ice.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I guess, and also too, just knowing that like through motherhood and through these effort moments, surrendering is like all you can do, really.
That's what
Not
I
to say
said.
that I've been perfect with it. I've had my resistance for sure, but like it always feels the best when I'm feeling my best. It's when I've surrendered to just what will be. And I think
Hmm.
that as like a mom is really important to take on. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're both on that same journey in our different ways, in our different seasons, and our different, levels, but in that same journey of like surrendering and like identity and stepping into these things that we're learning, and like you being on these wild rides and still navigating through them, and we're still here, and community is what keeps you and I together with this podcast. We are grateful for the women with this. We're excited for the new year, and I'm just going to end it here with Carla and I are putting a lot of effort into this, and we are going to be putting blog posts up on Wednesdays that are going to go up on our website, new posts during the week that really check in with where we're at, so you guys can get to know us a little bit more, and just kind of giving our whole space like a facelift for like the new year, like just like a cleanup, like something fresh, something a little bit different, and like giving it some more love. So
giving it some more love, and hopefully more stories of inspiration, not just from the interviews that we do, but through the posts we do and through the blogs and all of that sort of stuff. Because at the end of the day, I think you would agree, like our goal is to empower and impact. Like that's what we want to do.
that's not what we want to do. That's
On
what we're doing. That's what we're
That's what,
doing. And
yes,
that's
that's what
what
we're
we're
doing.
going to
And
do.
then, yes,
Yeah.
like continue to do.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, that's what we're doing and we'll continue to do. And hopefully on a bigger scale. That's what we want. That's our goal. That's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do. See, this is like verbiage for us. We are going to do this. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
going to keep inspiring, and we are going to bring more interviews, content, stories, connection through the next year, so that we can continue to keep inspiring with all these stories. And Carla's an incredible writer, and that is your specialty. And so it's beautiful. And I'm really lucky that we have these things that we both shine in that you can bring to the website. So anyone tuning in now, there will have been a blog up last week. Go read it, go subscribe to our page, go like our stuff on Spotify and Apple and all those things. It's what helps us continue to do what we're doing. So
Yeah.
if you're listening and you haven't, it really does help us.
Yeah, please do. And it's like a nice little information bump for us. Be like, oh my God, we have a like.
Yeah. It
Like
lets us know you're listening. It lets us know you like it. It's we appreciate it. So yeah.
Well, now we've decided to end our endings different. So now we're going to prepare. It's even like, it's a little abrupt. So why don't this is where we're going to say, ready for it?
I don't know what we're saying.
Just have it.
Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to do it abruptly like that? I don't remember how we decided to end it. So,
we're going to do a lead in.
Okay. Yes.
Here we go. Are you ready, Romi?
Here we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
Just F it.
Just F it.